Hello and welcome. I'm Master Lama Rasaji, and this is our Wednesday edition of Rasaji Speaks. Hope you've had a good beginning to your week. Don't forget, the girls start back up today on Wednesday with Sister Lynette for the gathering. I'm sure there'll be a lot to share about the holidays, about the vision of COC, and where we're going the next 5 years or so. So check them out. Let them know Lamaji sent you, right? Very important that you understand. It looks like they've extended the early bird special through tonight for live streaming. So take care of that. They decided to take one more day, and so that everybody would have the opportunity to get it at a discounted price. Today's subject matter has to do with the roots of the Siddhas and how it all came to being. It is Agastya, is initiation by Lord Shiva, and how that brought the 18 Siddhas into being. Some say that that Lord Agastya was the first Siddha. Actually, when you trace the roots back, it's mentioned of him about 7,500 BC, which would have been the polar opposite of the last time we were in the Dharpara Yuga, on the descending, going from the golden age, in other words, descending from the Satya Yuga, which a lot of people say is the Ramayana time, to the Treta Yuga, and then to the Dharpara Yuga descending. And from that point, we go into the Kali Yuga, and of course, Boganathar shows up. A lot of people say that Agastya was the first guru actually to Boganathar. And a lot of his remedies that Boganathar learned about health and longevity and herbal formulas actually took root in his tutelage. It's also known that there was a weapon that he had control of on the astral plane. And during the war of the Mahabharata, and that's mentioned about in the Bhagavad Gita, which they refer to as the War of Immortals, he is said to have passed that weapon to Lord Krishna to help Lord Krishna win that battle. So that's very, very significant. Some say that he is also the guru and the mentor to Babaji. But when they're talking Babaji, they're talking Kriya Yoga Babaji. And that Babaji was born about 203 AD. So he would have been mentored by a guru that had already been around for over 8,000 years. Now, that's not the eternal Babaji that a lot of people talk about, but that is the root Babaji, which starts the whole lineage of the Kriya Yogas. But the dating doesn't ring true, because really, when you look at the different Siddhas and the Siddha Yogas that Lamaji talked about last year, as we went into the Tucson tour, which we'll be going back to last May, we did a special feature for all the Siddhas during that time. There is some early reference that he was Bhoganathar's teacher and guru before he left India and then went to China. And then, as you know, as he spent time with the Divine Mother and then later went into the Himalayas. He was being counseled by another mentor, which the world knows as Melchizedek, is referred to as Gorthnath in the lineage. A lot of people say Agastya was a chief early disciple of Gorthnath. Now, Gorthnath, you can trace Gorthnath all the way back like 12,000 years, which would have mean he showed up in the Treta Yuga. So in the Treta Yuga, he would have been the Christ of that age. It's really interesting to see how these avatars actually play out, but very, very, very interesting. But definitely he helped with the Tamil language in India. Sanskrit and then Tamil and Hindi came later. So Sanskrit, Tamil, then Hindi. And they say that Babaji is very partial to the Tamil language. He's appeared a lot of times. He's not very tall. He's about 5'5", 5'6", but has a phenomenal spirit. Long beard. A lot of times he's in a turban, and but he supposedly gives great. A lot of the Kriya people who turned to the Babaji of 2003 connect that because that lineage is there. Can get confusing sometimes, but it's very interesting. But he is definitely one of the early 18 Siddhas. There's no question about that. And a lot of medicinal things like the Ayurveda is really gifted by him. So he is definitely was a big time healer and incredible intelligence. When you dig deeply into the Siddha Yoga lineage, especially the 18 Siddhas, they had their hand on every auspicious teaching that came to the planet, be it music and art, be it geometry, be it astrologically, medicinally, holistic. I mean, Ayurveda means, the science of life. I mean, it's all there. They were doing phenomenal things that people don't even recognize. Millenniums ago, they were doing surgery that you couldn't imagine as the last resort. Yeah. And they were giving people herbs medicinally that today would be equivalent to something to actually put somebody to sleep while they were actually doing surgery on them. So it's absolutely amazing. But they're at the root of just about anything that's worth anything in this 3D world. But there was a strong connection between him and Lord Krishna. And a lot of people say that some of the chanting that Krishna learns that carries through today, as you know, to Lamaji, a lot of that came from that incarnation. Yeah, very powerful. So we're happy that the gathering is kicking back off. I'm happy that got another day on the discount for the early bird special. I really feel that this first event this year is going to be very powerful. We have a lot of things now falling into place. So with the wellness centers and other things that we're going to do that I think you guys are just going to really be stoked up. There should be a lot of things for us to share on that live streaming with Brother Nate at the end of the day of live streaming. But a lot of things going to be a real powerful energy right off the Atlantic Ocean and just, south of the Atlantean energy. So hopefully we'll see you there. Lynette tells me there's still a few in-person tickets if you decide that Holy Spirit's called you, and that happens every event. That last couple days, We already know we're about 75 to 80%, I know, sold out, which is exciting for the first event this year. But love to see you there. Love to give you a hug. And thank you for the prayers. Some really neat things happened today. Am I recording this? And number one is that Chin a few days ago turned 15 years old, so we celebrated that. And with your prayers and everything that happened, my mom was able to stabilize and come home. My sister's still struggling, but thank you for your continual prayers and your love. But my mom has stabilized, and from what they tell me, there's no more new cancer. She had pneumonia and a virus on top of pneumonia. When you're 87 and fighting cancer, it's a big deal. So they sent her home with oxygen. They've got a nurse checking on her twice a day. And we just dropped by and saw her for about an hour, and she's perk up. She's a strong broad. I tell you for sure, she's cut from some kind of cloth. I mean, she hasn't followed the way of Tai Chi Gong, but the genes can be amazing. And when you come from the strong sternness that she was born, being a mother at 12 years old, pretty strong stock. So God bless all of you for your prayers and for your love. And my mom appreciates it. Lama Ji appreciates it. And we'll see you soon. And I'll see you tomorrow on the Thursday edition of Rasaji Speaks. God bless you. Baraka Bashai. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.